How to survive the winter without getting fat, sad, or sick. Here's a little tip, perspective. This also relates to exercise because it occurs to me that the reason why people don't exercise is because of the little struggles, right? So it's not the big things, that people don't want to fight the fight. If somebody gets sick, right? Here's a great example. If somebody's sick or somebody's in like a dire life or death circumstance, most people will fight. They'll fight the fight. It's more the mild annoyances. It's not hitting snooze when your alarm goes off. It's when you have to call the cable company to get a discount because your internet was off for half the month and you just, it's the little struggles. And the winter is hard for me because it's just filled with little struggles, it's all little things. It's all little impediments that the cold weather places in our way. And I had this thought. I got on the subway, it was rush hour the other day, and it was a packed train. People were, elbowing each other in the face, just like bags to the throat, like position, just to squeeze like sardines into this iron box that's underground. And it's all like this. And there was one seat that was open, right? And you saw a lot of people do this thing. They go, oh, like that. And then they realize, oh. And the reason why people were avoiding it is because there was a homeless person sleeping there, right? And I looked at that person, I thought, man, that person definitely did not choose this as what his life would become, Oh, it's a crowded subway and I would rather sit on somebody's lap on the subway than be near this person because, they smell or they might be crazy or whatever people are thinking, and this poor guy, right? And I realized in that moment, this guy, every day that he wakes up, it's the big fight. It's every day. Like, I'm sad about the winter because it's cold outside. I don't have to worry when I go outside in the cold whether I'm going to come back with all my fingers or on my toes that day. Literally, that is an actual concern for this human being every day. And it was perspective, and it made me think, this guy, if he just decided to jump in front of the train tracks, a lot of people would probably say, yeah, I understand how it would get to that, but he doesn't. Every day he wakes up, he chooses to fight the fight, that being alive is worth it enough for him to choose to keep going for another day under these dire circumstances that most of us can't even imagine trying to tackle. And it made me realize, like, okay, I should probably stop complaining about how shitty the weather is during the winter. And I thought about that with exercise, and it's people don't exercise because of the little annoying things. It's not the big things. It's not a fear of failure or some meta idea like that. It's little things. It's the little struggles. It's I might have to wake up a few minutes earlier. Okay, like an hour earlier. Yeah, that's annoying. But you're fighting for your life. You're not fighting for your life on a survival, will I live to see another day? But you're fighting for the quality of your life. You're fighting for yourself. You're fighting to be healthier, to function better, to move better. You're fighting to just have a better enjoyment of the things that you enjoy because you're not in pain all the time. You're fighting for a better life, but it's little fights, it's little struggles. It's not the big fight. Most people, if you said to them, if you were diagnosed with cancer, but there was a chance you could beat it, if you underwent chemotherapy, they'll fight that fight. That's a big fight. They are fighting for their lives because that's such a part of human nature, is this will to just stay alive and survive another day. The big fights we're up for. We'll rally for the big fights. The little fights, yeah, if I said, hey, cancer, chemo, it's gonna be excruciating, it's gonna be painful, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be such a huge challenge, or the little challenge of, come meet me for a couple times a week and we're gonna work out. And it's gonna be uncomfortable while it's happening. But the trade-off is your life after the fact, eventually, and it does take patience, is gonna be so much better, right? You gotta fight all the little fights. And that's the thing, that's my key to surviving the winter, is the perspective of seeing that human being and realizing, like, that guy is fighting for his life every day, and realizing that, You know, and I can make the little fights. I can make sure the winter doesn't beat me down or just stay locked inside like a hermit for an entire season, which is keeping me from really living my life, from enjoying my life. Perspective. It's how I'm gonna beat the winter, and it's how you can start exercising.